It's a pleasure for me to stay on this stage and speak a bit about our work. And I hope you find there something practical and something what will inspire you for what to do. We are a small company, a European team, 15 people right now with offices in Switzerland and in Czech Republic. And over the last couple of years, we work on MapTiler. MapTiler is a set of software and online services for building your own maps. So for companies who need maps in their websites, mobile applications and products, we can help them to provide world data and assist them in building the maps which exactly fits to what they need. In fact, this map is created by our team. You can see there a lovely land cover from Copernicus, and it's a map which is composed out of many open data sources, a lot of them coming from ESA. It's an alternative to Google Maps. We have different styling. There is a basic version, a topographical map, and a satellite layer with labels which are staying at the position with the fluent zooming, choose the vector tiles, and with the capability to adjust the colors exactly as you need it. And also choose what layers are appearing, bring in your own data, and be sure that you are telling the story you want with your data on top of our maps. There is also support for 3D buildings. We have more than 55 languages, all European languages, including Romansh and Scottish Gaelic and other less often used languages. Of course, the big languages are there as well. And we have processed entire world data. This is an example of nice hill shading and contour lines created from EUDEM and Copernicus-derived data. So basically, you get from us entire world maps, street and satellite for the entire world, which you can embed in your websites and use it in your products. Now, next to NASA, Microsoft, Google, and Mapbox, you have a new world satellite maps created by our team, combining OpenStreetMap and other open data sources, including Sentinel-2. And with our team, we are bringing in very high-resolution data from open data initiatives around the world. So bringing in with color toning and seamlessly very high-resolution data for entire US, most of the Western Europe, and we are searching for partnerships to be able to create a satellite map of the entire world, which you can then use easily through APIs. Through the terrain model and satellite imagery, you can also create such an interactive visualizations with vector place labels, vector places, and having inside of a web browser, even offline, running just from your server on the board of the airplane, something like this. So something what reminds you of Google Earth and other visualizations. Just offline with all the data on your platform. All of this is possible thanks to other open data from various sources, which we are combining. So if you are in fact keen on be sure that you are using these open data, you can get them through our APIs. Many people think that Google Maps and other maps are for free. They are for personal use, but you are paying with your private data. So if companies are using Google Maps or you are using Google Maps in your websites and in your products, you're feeding Google with a lot of personal data, and you are sharing sensitive business data about who is using your product, where they are looking at, for how long they stay on the map. All these data are shared. This is one of the reasons why we are attractive for businesses who don't want to share the personal data and business data about usage of maps in their products. There are also many other restrictions, including derivative data, restrictions on asset tracking, restriction for offline use, inability to customize the maps exactly the way you want, and next to that, also price. Recently, Google increased the price, and this is our answer. We are having two offers. People can get the maps from our infrastructure, from the cloud, and just use APIs, starting with free personal plan, and for commercial use already from $20 per month. So you get APIs which you can reuse with your existing applications and just replace Google Maps API or other map providers. But we have also a unique option of self-hosting the entire world map on your servers, where we deliver you the software package with Docker, which is quite easy to deploy on any private or a public cloud, and data packages, which scales for the entire world, and the pricing is visible here. If you use our cloud, we are now building third big data center in Australia. There are already 2 data centers in Europe and in North America, and over 120 caching servers over the entire planet. So the infrastructure is quite stable, it's high available, and you can trust it. If you still prefer to have everything under your control, we can give you the entire world basically on a USB stick. So every single house, every single street on the planet with all the place names fits down to 60 gigabytes if we are using the pre-generated approach with the vector tiles. So the data package for OpenStreetMap-based data fits on a USB stick like this one. If you would like to get the satellite imagery from Sentinel, it's just under 200 gigabytes. So on 256 USB stick, you can have entire world with hybrid maps, street, and satellite down to 20 meters per pixel, roughly. So this is the other part of like either you choose the cloud or you choose the self-hosting. On the self-hosting, we have the different pre-processed data directly usable for your products, and we can provide you with weekly updates through a subscription. Surprisingly, we've launched about 1.5 years ago, but since then there is over 25,000 subscriptions on the cloud, so it's quite heavily used by people who are deploying the maps in their websites. This means the estimated number of people is in millions who see our maps every month. And over the last 1.5 years, we've attracted also quite a lot of companies who are deploying the maps in-house, including big names like those. So those are our customers, despite the fact that we launched just about a year ago. The reason is pricing and the attractive offer. You can save quite a lot of money compared to Google Maps. So if you are hit by the price increase, this is really an attractive alternative. And we also have other features like customization, so you can completely adjust the maps, and self-hosting and other options. There is free account. Just go to MapTiler.com and maps which you can customize. In fact, in our cloud, you find samples for leaflet, open layers, so it's quite easy to get raster and vector tiles, replace the solution you have. And there is also a web map service compatible with GIS, possibility to print in high resolution, and a fancy online tool for adjusting the colors, which is intelligently toning the entire map. If you just choose one of the 5 colors, you can completely switch the look and feel of the map. And there's also advanced tool where you completely control what is displayed. All of this is powered by open source technology, which we have released on GitHub and documented at openmaptiles.org. You may very probably know the vector or raster and vector tiles, which are used wherever you are exploring large data sets or maps on the internet. And not that many people know that, in fact, vector tiles runs very well in other coordinate systems. So this is an example of WGS84 vector tile map hosted on our cloud and created with our stack. which you can combine with your raw data. The same way you can process maps and vector data in other coordinate systems or another planet or another geoids. So it's really, really an easy way for you how to create the maps you need. The same applies to your own raster data. So it's in fact quite easy and straightforward to turn your drone and aerial and satellite imagery into map tiles. Choose our father project, the MapTiler desktop. So just drag and drop the geotiffs and ECW into the application, go through the wizard step by step, and you end up with tiles which you can host on any cloud or computer web server of your choice. If you have a lot of data, we have created a cluster solution, which basically means you can launch workers, tens or hundreds of virtual machines processing your data. Each is getting a task to do, and they are collaboratively working on processing a larger amount of data. This software is in production use and crunching petabytes of data right now, and it's in fact quite easy to deploy. You just need Docker and your input imagery in buckets, so S3 or OpenStack or another part. There is quite exciting story behind the company, which is how I will close this. We went from cultural heritage to space. Normally the technology goes the other way around, but our second part is about old maps and working with libraries and archives, because we have made a system which is used by more than 250,000 people every month for searching in historical maps. So if it's close to your heart and you want to explore how the place where you live looked before, you can just go to oldmapsonline.org, zoom on a map to any place you want, any favorite place you have. And on the right side, you see scanned high-resolution maps from over 40 libraries from the entire world. You can choose a time and get a high-resolution scanned maps just for you and explore in details whatever place you choose. That's how we started, and for that we needed to turn the scanned paper maps into geodata, in getting the geographical location. For this, to make that, we created these online systems which in fact allow people to assign the location, so people can click on the modern and old map and identify the same place, and immediately in a web browser the map is placed to the right place. And just with a single click, if you see something what is not correct, you can drag it, and immediately as you finish the dragging, bam, and the map recalculates and it's on the right place, because we are using GPU-accelerated transformation and color toning on GPUs. This is the last slide, where I believe is another connection between cultural heritage and future offers observation. This is kind of like Google Maps, our project called timemachineatlas.eu, where you have time slider for data. With all the AI recognition of the building shapes and data on the satellites, you need a visualization interface like this one, where you can choose a place and see the evolution of the place as it was and tell the stories around the place. So this is the evolution of Venice over the last 800 years, where the green part, green visualization means rebuild building, and red is on fire, so fired building. Exactly this sort of software stack is then usable if you have data from satellites and you are showing just last decade, for example. So thank you very much. Let's build great maps together, and we would be very glad to offer you a software stack for that. And you can help us to participate on the revolution of web cartography powered by Copernicus Open Data. Thanks.